Hello and welcome to Altenberg in Germany, in deepest Saxony, the venue for the first race weekend of the 2015-16 IBSF sliding season. Hello everybody, I'm Martin Haven, getting ready for the first run of the women's skeleton competition here in Altenberg. Alongside me, John Morgan. John, 104 runs of the season, and it starts here for our World Cup competitors.
What a track for these athletes to start on. I mean, Altenberg is as challenging as a track that there is. Maybe in North America, Lake Placid would match up to it, but for the athletes to start off here, believe me, they all have their attention span in full gear. It's built in the early 80s by the old East German sports military, and it's steep drop right off the top of the track, and flat into this first curve, and boy, they call it the Benish curve. That's Matthias Benish. He runs the whole program here. He tipped over there once in training. But up here at the top, you have to be quiet with your steering. Then this big omega curve left, and this is where the exit of this curve, there's a lot of problems for the skeleton athletes, and it just doesn't get any worse for them as they come down here. Exit of the Harold Schodai curve, the famous gold medalist from the '94 games, who's from this area. Kreisel, boy, as tight a Kreisel as you're going to find. Big whip around, shoot you out into 10 and 11, curve 11, 12, 13, big pressure left, 14. Now watch them go uphill here a little bit. Slows you down, but then they descent, some more speed, more G-force. This track probably is the most challenging for the athletes on tour. I say, especially, what a way for them to start off.
Jacqueline Learning of Germany in the field today. She's our track record holder. Our first girl off, Laura Dees, holds the start record here. And you're right, John, you know, racing drivers love the tracks that scare them. And this track, everybody takes a little bit of an extra breath before they go off the top in Altenberg, because it is tough and they know it's fast and scary. But then nobody got into sliding headfirst on ice because it was relaxing or gentle. They like fast and scary.
That was Maria Orlova from Russia, who won the event last year. There's Tina Herman.
Yeah, Maria Orlova, her first ever World Cup win was here. Jane Channel back for Canada after a standout rookie year last year. And the Germans always expecting to do well. Sophia Griebel there from Bavaria. And Elizabeth Vache, a standout. She took a silver in the season opener last year, gold in the second race. Well, it's hovering around zero. They've had snowfall for the last couple of days. Season starts with a bit of a wintry feel. Maybe 4 weeks till Christmas. It's a little early to say Christmases are coming, but we've got the feeling here. So 21 women from 11 nations, including 2 World Cup sliders making their debut here. Down at the tail of the field, we'll find Kim Meilmans from Belgium, who raced in the World Championships last year, but this is her first ever World Cup start, and Kendall Wiesenberg from California making her debut for the USA for the first time racing outside of the US. First athlete on the ice to get our skeleton season underway. Great Britain's Laura Dees, the 27-year-old from Wrexham, is the start record holder, and that's a 5:41 push. She's looking to try and beat that to get the season off to a great start.
So we talk about their athletic backgrounds. Hers, she came from equestrian. And she says in her bio that she never went to a gym in her life till she became a skeleton athlete. And here she is on tour as one of the best starting athletes that's out here. Medaled a couple times last year on the World Cup Tour, so she is a threat in this field.
Silver medalist in Calgary, bronze medalist in St. Moritz. Last year in this race, top 10 finish. Her second run got away, and there's that big skid.
A lot of shine on this track. Perfect conditions. They always got great conditions here. The only thing hinders this track conditions is the weather. Look at these pictures, 11 and 12. Look at the speeds. Uphill section right here. Gotta really be straight, not bad. 109 kilometers. Keep your eyes on the speeds. Has a lot to do with how you can manage this track on the bottom. 59.28, not even close to the track record. Almost a second and a half from the track record that's owned by Roland from Germany.
We'll have a little bit of an up and down training. Last day of training, she was 4th quickest on her first run, but only 8th quickest on her second run. She's still struggling to stop the sled sliding quite as much as it did here.
Well, watch the tap here. Drifting a little bit. Look at the friction across the ice. She's got to get her toe out to try and correct. Not too bad. But look at the high pictures, 11, 12. These pictures really epitomize the challenge this track is for the athletes.
Next up for Germany, Jacqueline Lerling, just 20 years old from Winterberg, where we go next week. She's the youth Olympic champion from 2012. She took the, I beg your pardon, yes, she took the gold medal then, and junior world champion the last 2 years as well. So this young German comes to their team with a starry CV.
One of the tallest athletes in the field, and 20 years old. So the Germans, starts
5:94. She was around 16th quickest in the field of 21 in training, but she ended up at the bottom of the track, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, right in there in the medal positions. Like Marion Thies, who preceded her, she doesn't have a big start, but she's able to find speed.
She's 6/10 back now, but she's what we call a speed merchant. They're at 61. She's going to have to eat into that a little bit more here, but this is where a tall girl, a little bit like Lizzie Arnold in size, this is where she gets quicker. There's down at 51. Remember the speed on the left coming up here on the straightaway is like 109.
No skids as well.
113 there. 109 is the second one. Look at the bunch. She's really eating into this deficiency. Wow.
Yeah,
she was 62 hundredths behind at the top of the track. Well, that's what she does. She's 20 years old. If she ever gets a start, she is going to challenge Lizzie Arnold. But that is what she did last year in the World Championships.
Yep. Well, if she can't start at the age 20, she's probably not going to get a lot faster as she gets older. She'll get a little bit more athleticism.
Look at the crossover. You just don't take this for granted, jumping on that sled. And now, look, you know, you can't see the eyes. She's got the dark shield on, but goes in and probably gets weighed. Yeah, they're pointing for the jury to where.
Next
what
up,
a run.
Our World Cup champion, Janine Flock. She was the European champion 2014. Last year, she won her first ever World Cup race, the first Austrian woman ever to do so in skeleton, and she ended up on top of the championship at the end of the year. She is our World Cup winner and holds the yellow vest.
Yelling from the back. 578. Well, Janine is not a tall or a big athlete. But what a breakout season for her last year. The year before that, she had won the European Championships. And oh, there's that challenge out of the Omega curve. She won't be the last person to do that. But she's 4,800 hundredths back, and she's going to have all she can do to eat into this lead on the bottom.
Again, no skids all until the end of the straightaway. 108.8. We saw 110 from Jacqueline Lerling.
65, so she stopped the bleeding, like we like to say, but 113 kilometers is what we just saw out of the German.
She'll be down
112, doesn't have that. She'll probably get into the, you know, she'll be third spot, but 4,500 hundredths out, 40 hundredths out, 33. Good bottom. Her mistake was up top in the exit of Omega. What do they call that? The spider? What do they call that? The when they hit, when they spread their legs. Scorpion. We need our guy Ben Sanford here to give us that expertise, but that's the problem up there in the exit of 4, the Omega curve. That's where she made her mistake. Otherwise, decent run.
New helmet design there. Looks like it's been sprayed for a chain link fence, but yeah.
There's a little mistake there on the take out of the curve. Here on the long straightaway above the Kreisel, this looks pretty clean. A little bit of toe touch.
Yeah, then it breaks into a skid.
Oh, she's trying to get away from that side. She's not happy with that run.
Bit of a hair color change as well for the season. Next up, 21-year-old Canadian Elizabeth Vachi, bronze in the World Championships, a standout rookie season last year, including victory at home in Calgary in Canada.
Well, she started her career last year in Lake Placid with silver medal, so everybody knew. It looked like a rough load onto the sled there. I don't know what that looked like. That's not a bad start. Only 1,700s back. Speed. Keep your eyes on the speeds, especially up top. But let's see her in the exit of Omega coming up right here. Let's see how this goes.
1,700s
See, that's where Flock made that big mistake. 3,200s. That's okay. That's related to the start. Now they should stop the bleeding if they have a chance. Means no more time bleed right here. 32 to 38. That's not bad. Exit. Ooh, really high there in the Kreisel. Might be banging here. Yeah, she's going to be in the middle here. Low. That might prevent her from gaining any speed. 113.2 speed. Not there, coming up right here, the bottom part into the finish. See what she's got.
Leave her in third position at the line. Fourth place, no, didn't quite hang on to third.
No, little problems in Kreisel.
Well, also the start, and that sort of just takes you out of your zone of focus when you have to suddenly focus on trying to get onto the sled. I'm sure we're going to see that there was either a little trip or a skid from the sled's runners.
I tell you, the person that went down first, Laura Dees, had the best start. She's got the best finish time. But here, we talked about the start. I don't know if that was a smooth
she
entry.
Just over-rotated a fraction, just a fraction too much to her left as she came down on the saddle.
Watch these grooves now. They get worried. Now, this is where she got her problems. Watch how low. Now, watch her get up. She disappears and right up to the roof. Straight line, that is not a very good line through the Kreisel. And that sets you up for the bottom part of the track, a slingshot effect, and she didn't have it.
Next up, ex-luger Sofal Griebel, Sophie Griebel from Germany, 25-year-old junior silver medalist in 2013 and bronze medalist in the Europeans 2 years ago. Second of our three German athletes. None of them are exactly lightning getaways. 5.76 is kind of in the 10 to 15 group.
One of the many German athletes on the team that is either a policeman or a junior policeman trainee. Germans find a way to give their athletes full-time jobs so they can come out and do this, and that's why the Germans are very successful in these sliding sports.
Good exit, but again, she gets the breakaway skid out of Tudai turn 9 that sets you up in all the wrong position for the Kreisel.
Needs to be clean here. She looked a little bit off her sled. 106 is not it. Ooh, a little late there. Speed, not bad.
Yeah.
She's closing the gap. She could be top 3.
Third fastest start, and at the bottom, third fastest at the bottom, but 1,200's back.
There, the Germans know how to slide. They don't have the starts. Boy, the Germans that are Lulling and Griebel both, not with very good starts. 5th and 3rd best starts, and here they are, bronze and silver position with great speeds at the bottom part of the track.
Top 3 covered by 1,200s, and they sure put the pressure on our current leader, Laura Dees from Great Britain.
Exit of 9. One of the pivotal parts of the track. A little bit of steering there. She's on the wrong side of that straightaway going into Kreisel, which determines how much you go up and down on that. That's a ridiculous challenge curve.
From Switzerland, 28-year-old ex-bobsled double world champion at the junior level, Marina Giardoni. She started out as a brakewoman for her power and her speed. She tried driving a bobsleigh, hated it, so they convinced her that having nothing around her would feel a whole lot better by going head first.
This could be one of the top starts of the day. Shouldn't be in the 40s.
And a 5.49 getaway from Marina Giardoni.
That's what she's
Fastest
been
of the
doing.
competition so far.
Hasn't mastered coming down the track yet. But, you know, she's her 4th year, 3rd year in the sport. So she's had quite a learning curve. She's only 700ths back. Now, Laura Dees had an unbelievable start, did not have the perfect ride to the bottom part of the track.
Looking a little better off 9 when she gets to the
She lost a
Kreisel.
lot of time back, though. She lost a lot of time up at 7, 8, and 9.
Speed was good, 107. That's the second quickest.
Yeah, now she's got no speed here. It should be 106. She's probably not going to get into the 110. There's 109 right below it. So should be top 5. But I think she threw away a little time up top.
Yeah.
6:54. She's only 300ths out of 5th. She's a stretch to the medals. This is about where she was last year in this part of the field. And a couple of our top athletes aren't here, including Lizzie Arnold, the world champion, Olympic champion, taking a year off.
3 top 6 finishes last year from Marina Giardoni, the first of which was here in Altenberg. She was also 2nd and 4th in 2 races they had in Eagles, where the World Championships are this year.
Her chin, her head's really up coming in there through the exit of that curve, 9. And she went from a 1200ths deficiency to a 3600ths deficiency right through that Kreisel. So she lost a lot of time up there in 7, 8, 9.
Third of our 3 German athletes from Bischofswiesen in Bavaria. It's the 2010 Junior World Champion, Tina Herman. She's also a senior level world champion. She was in the team for Germany that won that title in Winterberg last February.
Boy, was she consistent in every race last year. She was the World Cup leader the last 4 or 5 weekends. And only did Janine Flock get her in the last 2 weeks of the season.
Here's how consistent. 1 podium, she was 3rd in Calgary, never below 5th. That's grouping, but she just needs to get that little boost onto a podium regularly.
Well, if she's anything like her German teammates, she's going to be really good on the bottom part of this track. Coached by Jens Mueller, the former East German Olympic gold medalist in luge in 1988 in Calgary. He's had the reins of the German program for about 6 years now. 109 is pretty good. What's the exit here? Slingshot? Yes. Look at these lines. Watch the speed. This could be 112, 113 speed here.
She needs to be, because she's close.
She's got the 13 speed. This is at least top 3 run.
She's close from 4400ths behind. She could be in single digits, 700ths of a second.
There's Jens Mueller. Listen.
Wow.
To me, the Germans, these young German athletes, really know how to slide the track. They give up the time at the start, but boy, are they good coming down, which is a combination of driving and, of course, the equipment. But wow. Wow. That's all she's done. We should start naming her Mrs. Consistent, or Miss Consistent, because she's never worse than 5th. Not a great start. 4th best start. Look at the eyes. Look at the ice break up there in the exit of the grooves. We're going Weyer.
Nice run from Tina Herman to take the lead of the competition for Germany. Germans 1st, 3rd, and 4th at the moment. Next up is Maria Oliver. She won this race last year, her first ever World Cup victory.
Watch this athleticism. You can tell just the way somebody runs, what type of athlete they are. The crossover. Down, great start.
Yeah, that's an excellent start, 5:68.
Now, she won the race pretty convincingly last year. And, had a hard luck season the year before at the Olympics. Only 900s down right now. If she gets this good line here, out of 9. No, that's not great. A little skidding there. Speeds, not bad. A lot of up and down, though, in the Kreisel.
5 races last year. She was in the top 4 in 4 of them.
Oh, no speed at all. She's going to go way back. Should be lucky to get 109, 110 kilometers here on this exit. Yeah, this is one of the worst speeds. So she's not going to do what she did last year. She's going to struggle to be top 6.
Yep, skidding around. Willi Schneider, who coaches her and builds the sleds that the Russians run on, a 60.24. That's the first athlete that has failed to break into the 59s, and that is a disastrous start for Oliver.
It's also a disaster for my pick. I picked her to win.
Put money on
guys
her.
in the truck, or I'm going to be owing money to her.
That's the curse of the commentator right there. Should the weight of your $5 on her back slowed her right down. Acted like a parachute.
Everything here looked great. The crossover. I talked about her athleticism. Look at her eyes. See now she had a toe touch right there.
Yeah.
Look at the way the ice is breaking out there. She had to adjust herself coming out of the grooves, and here she looks really high there, almost airborne. That wasn't the run that she took when she won the gold medal last year.
No, it wasn't. Joske Leconte of the Netherlands, 28 years old, started back in 2006. Richard Bromley, I beg your pardon, that's Martin Rettel holding the sled for her. Richard Bromley here, engineering all the Bromley customers. She changed to a Bromley sled midway through last season. Said it was a real eye-opener, just what you could do with it.
We like to talk about the backgrounds. Her favorite band, Three Doors Down.
Wow. That must have been her dad's favorite band, right?
I don't know. That's what she's got written down here. It caught my attention. Oh, there's what we talked about it. Same problem there for, I think it was the Canadian athlete. Elizabeth Vaci had that same scorpion problem. You know, Joske, the Dutch standards for selection to the Olympic Games are so strict. She has not made the last 2 Olympic Games. They demanded top 10 in the World Cup or top 10 finishes, which she got close to and didn't have. Pretty determined to do it. And she definitely improved last season.
Day job, she's a policymaker for the Dutch Motorcycle Federation. She's got decent speed at the bottom.
Not bad.
8th place, 60.14. There's
Martin
Martin
Rettel, bronze medalist from the 2002, silver medalist from the 2002 inaugural Skeleton Olympic Games in Salt Lake City. He coaches a lot of the nations out here, including, of course, the Austrians. Little Lend-Lease program.
Yeah, a lot of these nations, there's Sarah Lavrencic there, who slides for Slovenia.
That's what we call a scorpion.
Yeah.
And athletes here have had that problem on this track for as long as we've been covering it. In skeleton, not in bobsled.
That's why they will need to be flexible.
Yeah,
that would break you and me in the middle. This is Canada's Jane Channel. Last year, her World Cup rookie season, she was 4th in the World Championships as well. She had a really big year last year. Just 27 years old, former track and field and softball athlete. Highlight, low light of her season was brooms left in the track by the track workers in Eagles in Austria. That led to a lot of hilarity from her teammates and her rivals in the subsequent weeks. That's a smooth load.
She's an accountant by trade and told me she's had some initial hamstring problems early in the season. And her start, well, for a hamstring problem, 3rd best start. Well, the rest of the field's lucky she's got a hamstring problem.
That's a real quick getaway, 5:55.
She got through the scorpion part of the track, no problem, unlike her teammate, Elizabeth Vaci, who had problems there.
2/10 of a second up.
Gee, this is great.
This is a really good run.
Speed, excellent. Exit here, crucial. Line, perfect. Speed is not the best. She lost a little bit. Gonna need 112.5 here to have a chance. Speed in the left, 112.1. She's probably gonna be 2nd.
Gap's coming back down. 44 behind to 33 behind to 32 at the line.
Boy, she lost 2/10 on the bottom part of the track.
Well, the top was good, and below the Kreisel, not so much, but...
She had the 3rd best speed there on that exit 13. Boy, that looked a lot better to me. But she was a leader at Kreisel.
She's going to beat herself up about the lower part of the track, but it leaves her somewhere to go. She's got stuff she can tidy up and improve.
She's not bad where she is.
No. Take that.
She's only 20 hundredths out of the bronze. Here's the exit of 13. Yeah, look at the way she went from the right side to the left side. She hit the take-on going in. This is where she lost all her time. Yeah, that was a little perplexing. She could lose 2/10 like that on the bottom of the track with that 112-kilometer speed.
Well, of course, out of 13, that exit we saw, you go uphill, don't you? So that all adds to the negative effect. Tina Herman for Germany, our leader by 700s from Great Britain's Laura Dees. Last year's winner, Maria Oliver, in 10th. 11th of our 21 starters, Yelena Nikitina, 23-year-old now from Russia, European gold medalist in Eagles 2013, and Olympic bronze medalist, receiving that medal from Putin, the Russian president.
Oh, start record. Last year, World Championships, last time we saw her, she came out of the start blocks. Start cruise in the first heat, fell off the sled, disqualified. Very distressing, because with that type of start, she was one of the favorites in the competition. Wow, 6/10.
This is a huge start for her, and she has doubled it.
The Russians, they've concentrated on bringing unbelievable sprinters into their program. 108 speed.
Well, from the moment we first saw this girl 2-3 years ago, it was evident that she was going to be something very special.
She's losing it.
2.7 is very low speed.
Low speed, 109. She's not going to be first. She's going to be at least top 3, but she's losing a lot below the Kreisel here.
She's gone behind in
look at that.
5th place, but again, like Jane Channel,
wow,
she can improve on that.
1200ths out of a bronze, but now you got a question. She's starting in 11th. She'll start 5th from the last, so the track might not be as fast as the people who went down earlier than her. It might be worth a 10th as we go into the second run, but what an athlete right here.
Yeah, she really is. Full of smiles and so explosive out of the blocks.
And diminutive. Look at the eyes. Look at no ice chips come out. Remember we saw a couple of the other athletes, those ice chips come out?
She's quite a lot lighter than some of the other athletes as well. And that doesn't help her at the high-speed part of the track either. Mass really works.
Start record. Start. She owns a lot of them.
There you go.
The new female Russian rocket.
28-year-old Annie O'Shea from Port Jefferson Station, New York. John Daly's dad bugged her at a track and field meeting. John Daly, a former US skeleton slider, eventually persuaded her to try the sport. She hated it, but she persevered. Now she can't get enough. 5.68 getaway. That's right in the middle of the top 10 starts. It's 5th fastest start. Annie now going to use her experience that she's got in hand over some of the younger athletes.
Gets through the scorpion part of the track. 4 to 5. It's pretty good right there. 500's up. Now she's going to need the clean exit of 9. Slingshot.
Not bad, but it looked like it was breaking into a skid. It does. Almost everybody has down into the Kreisel.
108 speed's good. Your feet are apart. How does she do in 11-12? Oh, she's 25 up, 104 speed. That's 2 kilometers down. She's probably going to have 110 and a change here. Look at the left, 109, even less than that. So she had a good time going into exit curve 9, but from that point on, struggling.
Bit of a bogey track for her, this one. She was 17th here last year. She's 10th place at the moment. So she's in front of Joske LeConte of the Netherlands.
Well, when she looks at the video, she's going to be encouraged with the top part of the track. But then out of curve 9 into that Kreisel, she sort of did not allow herself to run. You know, the sled got away from her on the takeout, and then you go into that Kreisel and start going up and down. And here's 13. See if some of the athletes bury their head straight down. She can't because she's going from right to left. Hits the take on before that curve, then she's got to steer into the middle of the next curve.
Big smile as ever from Annie O'Shea. Now lives and trains in Lake Placid. Next up is 19-year-old Karina Meyer, one of 3 teenagers in this field. Mickey Grunberger, the Austrian coach. Karina from Innsbruck. Silver in the Youth Olympic Games in Eagles in 2012. Bronze in the Junior World Championships last year. And she is the reigning Austrian champion. Beat Janine Flock, the World Cup leader in the Austrian champs.
That looked a little bit of a suspect exit of them
A bit of a bump as
grooves.
it came out. That we saw all that ice breaking away there, didn't we, on that right-hand groove, and it looks like it's getting rougher.
It's getting a little roughed up. Let's see if she gets through the skeleton here or the scorpion.
And that's it. Nice and smooth.
Big year for the Austrians. The World Championships will be held in Innsbruck 2 weeks. What a fantastic place.
Good tracking down the straightaway into the Kreisel, and a nice line as well. 108.3, that's decent speed.
This isn't bad. If she can get 105.4, it's not bad. If she can get 111 speed here, an exit of 13, she'll have a chance for the top 7. A little hard hit, though. 111, there's that speed. She probably 9th.
Top 10 maybe, yeah.
9th, maybe.
And at the line.
11, no. Well, I'm also seeing a lot of time fall away in the bottom part of the track. You know, they could be getting things scratched up here.
Well, they were saying in training the other day it was pretty frosty. It was very humid, very foggy yesterday, and the day before very humid. And when you turn the refrigeration on, it frosts like your refrigerator does when the door's been open. It might be that we're just getting a little bit of that now. It's a fairly humid afternoon.
Surprised at that.
She looked like she quite enjoyed her trip.
Yeah, well, watch this. The way she crosses from right to the left side of our screen, skidding. Look how much she's skidding there.
Yeah.
That's why she lost the 2/10.
Skaters put their skates sideways on the ice to slow down. Don't think this happens any other way.
So here they're cleaning off the runners, then they go away.
From Latvia, Lauda Prajulena, 14th of our 21 starters, the 22-year-old from Sigulda in Latvia. Started Europa Cup 2010. Her World Cup debut was 2011. So this is season 4 for her.
Now let's watch her exit of these grooves.
What a superb load.
Yeah.
She landed on the
Smooth.
sled like a feather.
Wow,
And look at the speed.
speed.
Okay,
Wow.
last year was a really fallow year for Lauda. It looked like the wrong Lauda had turned up. That's what we want to see from her this year. Big speed at the start. And
She gets through here. Ooh, not bad, a little bit. But I saw some training times from her that were impressive.
100th behind.
And you know, she might just be drinking that Ducar's Kool-Aid. And
Look at that down the straight.
plus
That's
10, that's
perfect.
great speed too. One of the top speeds. Let's see if she can hold it here.
This could be
Ooh,
on
this is-
target for a medal. The first Latvian
Wow.
to get there for the women.
Wow. Let's see if she can get 112 speed.
Just what a
Yeah.
copybook performance.
This
Have
is
the Germans been
definitely a
coaching
top
her?
5 or 6 right here. Coming from this late in the start, 7. Yeah, but that's still great. That's her best competitive run ever.
Yep.
And I'm saying if she does that again in the second run with with similar ice to work with than the athletes around her, she'll be in the top 5.
Last year, best result 14th in Samarit. She was 16th here, 19th her worst in Eagles. This is the right Lauda has turned up.
Not bad to have 2 teammates named Martins and Thomas Dukars.
And look at her, she's shaking her head. She knows she could have led.
It'll be a good
That's what we
season for
need to
her
see, yeah.
if she see that in her first heat. So that's a big improvement for her, no doubt.
Men's skeleton, men's bobsleigh. The Latvians have got all the bases covered. Now Lauda is on her way back up. 19-year-old Yulia Konakina from Russia, from Krasnoyarsk. Europa Cup 2 years ago, World Cup 2014-15. Last year was her debut. She only got 2 races. The big stars stayed in Europe. Remember when we started in North America?
Again, let's take a look at the exit. Now, this is a very diminutive girl, like a Janine Flock, like her teammate, who's up there, Alina Nikotina. And, you know, we talk about the athletic backgrounds, track and fields. We even had Laura Dees comes from equestrian. This girl comes from ballet.
I knew you'd remember.
Wow. And she's nowhere near the size she was last year. That wasn't really... You have to be flexible to do that. But
that's a lot of years.
She's got a few kilos on her compared to last year when we looked at her, and she was not a lot to her.
Started skeleton at the age of 14.
To be only 1100s back. But of course, she had the second best start time.
She's still top 4. This is a good slide.
Speeds, excellent. Boy, she had that scorpion up top, too. That was a rough transition there. That's caused the skid. So she's going to fall back quite a bit here in the bottom part of the track. But this has still got to be a top run, top 6.
Top 4, top 5, and she's 6th at the line.
Yeah. Well,
59.48.
Considering she comes late in the field, she has a scorpion up there in the exit of 4. The Russians. Look who got the top 2 start times. Russians.
Yeah.
They're diminutive.
Yeah.
They're small.
Well, that's how they get in. If you can't start, you can't teach them how to drive. So Yulia Kanakina, second fastest start. She lies in 6th despite this moment. Ooh, that was close.
How do you take your hamstring, your groins there?
Never mind that. What is your back doing?
Look at this. She's got, everybody's got this come across skidding from 13 to 14.
And look how much she wrestles it there. She's really working hard on it.
She's 4 or 5 kilos bigger than last year.
Maria Matsulu of Romania, 24 years old now. Maria started in 2007, and she was a bronze medalist in the Junior World Championships 2013 and 2014. A really strong junior career, and the Romanian team, there's 4 of them here. 2 athletes, 2 coaches. That's your lot.
Good 12th best start. 500s from Tina Herman's time. Tina Herman had the 10th best start. Little drag. Let's see how she negotiates the exit of Omega. Nice.
Yeah, good exit. So she's steering with her head there to just get the line right.
Heads up quite a bit, though. Top part of the track seems fine for these late starters. Okay. Bottom part of the track seems like the time goes away quickly. Speed's pretty good there.
Meister here in Altenberg is acknowledged as one of the best on the planet. Even the guys in Winterberg brought him in for the World Championships last year.
Oh boy, Ralph.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's rough. Ooh.
Rattling all the way down. More hits than Elvis on this first run.
Yeah, this is not a smooth run. Should be probably 16th place.
60.77 slide.
That was not clean. You know, you can make mistakes a few places, but you make them 6 or 7 places.
Last year here in Altenberg, 21st, didn't make the cut. We only sent 20 fastest athletes through into the second heat. So might be enough to put her in. Another year's experience should help.
I think she's going to get in. Top 20. Look at the leg come up there. This is exit of 9. Look how high she's here. And this is the exit of Kreisel.
A long late pressure. There's Dorian Velikou, who'll be racing in the men's race tomorrow without the specs. And she'll be carrying his sled for him then. Donna Crichton from Great Britain, now 30 years old, from Portsmouth in Hampshire. Been sliding since 2004. She was part of the intake that brought in Lizzie Yarnold, bobsledder Victoria Olay. After the Salt Lake Games, British Skeleton went on a massive recruitment drive.
Former heptathlete. This is good athlete. This should be a good start.
Yeah. She's the reigning Intercontinental Cup champion.
Clean.
Crichton had a big season last year. 5.60.
6th best start. I expected better than that.
600 slower than her teammate Laura Dees, the track record holder.
47,2 Kilometer pro Stunde ihre Geschwindigkeit beim Start. Zeit 5,6.
Ooh, little skid.
Not bad, though. We've seen worse up there. Went 1600s back, considering that start. Now, she can keep that to 2000s. Gonna need 107 speed here. Ooh, 108.8.
Coming down 10th of a second in front.
Wow, she gets a good exit here. Ooh, taps there, though.
Leads to the Kreisel, 105.1.
Not bad. She's going to need 112 and change to get in the top 6. Ooh, hard hit.
Ooh, 1400 behind.
No speed. Now she's going to really fall back. Could be a top 10, but she had it going on the exit of Kreisel.
Late start draw. She is 10th place, 59.64.
Yeah, she had a lot of potential coming in that run. Good speed up in Kreisel. I think she's top 4 or 5 speed in Kreisel, especially this late in the heat. I expect a better start out of her. She used to have a better start than that.
300s behind Janine Flock.
Yeah, Janine Flock in ninth. That's pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
13-14. Watch this hard hit. This might be the hardest one yet. Bang! Yeah. That crossover here, a little pinball wizard. Hey, look at the sled is off the ice there. That is not how to do it at 70 or at 106 kilometers an hour.
So Michaela Widmer for Switzerland, 28-year-old from Canada. She slid for Canada from 2009 to 2014, has been sliding since for Switzerland. Her dad is Swiss, but she lives in Calgary in Alberta. Race winner in the Intercontinental Cup. That's the second tier of sliding.
Watch this groove over here. This is the groove we see in the ice come up. We didn't see any there. 17th best start. So now she's going to have to be perfect. Speed 46.1. Not bad kilometers.
Loving the new helmet. With
she's got a lot of steering there. She steers out of trouble there on the exit of Omega, but boy, when you steer that hard, you're putting a lot of friction on the ice. Look at her head's way up.
Even the body shifting the weight on the hips to affect the knives.
She's struggling.
In the woodwork in the Kreisel.
That's up on the roof there, and that's, wow.
And that cost her 3-4 kilometers an hour, all of that oscillation.
G-forces in there too, especially when you take it the angle she did.
Yeah.
17th out of 17. 17 out of 18.
Yeah.
So she's in.
She's
in the field.
Maria Mazalou of Romania is the one who's in danger of getting cut. So that's Lioness on the helmet.
Nice helmet.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of work. Loving that. That's Michaela.
Look at this, feet apart. Means she's struggling here. When you disappear like that, then the opposite comes into effect. She is almost upside down there.
She is hanging
That's
upside
the
down.
highest line I might have ever seen for skeleton.
That's a lot of
Michaela, that's
G-forces
not something you want to be noted for, but that might be the highest one I've ever seen.
She doesn't want to watch that till after Heat 2. From Brisbane in Queensland, Jacqueline Narracott, 25-year-old Aussie, former bobsled brakewoman, braked for Astrid Radjenovic, and converted to skeleton in 2012. First year in the World Cup last season.
Another nice helmet.
Yeah.
Kangaroo.
Southern Cross on the Aussie Kangaroo as well. Lining all sorts.
Got to say, these skeleton athletes over there. Ooh, that's first person. She got a lot of problems here. She might have not cut her. Oh, she doesn't have any control of her sled. We haven't seen anybody that out of control early in the run as we've seen with her. You got to give these skeleton athletes a lot of credit. We call them extreme sport athletes, but they're pretty creative, as you can see from them helmets. Ooh. She got no control of this sled.
Whatever the setup was on the sled, it's not working for her.
Yeah, nobody came like she did between curves 1 and 2.
And she is not going to make the field. No. I think we can safely say, unless somebody crashes, she won't get a second run. And,
there's no way she slid like this in practice. There's no way she would have come down. This is, I'm sure she'll go to the, what happened? Something happened there with her setup. Or she took a chance.
Yeah.
Now she took a chance on her setup.
Head in hands, and she is
not going to even make it to the crest. But the whole run, any place you go, curve 1 to 2, Scorpion, into Kreisel, out of Kreisel. Boy, what'd you say about Elvis?
Yeah, that's a horrible way to start the season.
That is.
Yeah.
And then here, too, she hits the roof here, I think.
Exit Kreisel.
Yeah, she's
right
flying
up
off top of the sled.
And the walk of shame, you don't have enough speed to get all the way up to the end of the in-run. That was happening in training yesterday and day before because it was so frosty.
Not today, though.
No.
Unless you hit everything in sight.
Doran Velikou goes to help her with the sled.
We're going to ask her what happened to her setup. I bet you she has a good explanation because...
Yeah. She's gone for something that she thought would really work, and it really didn't. Next up then is our 20th of 21 sliders, 19-year-old World Cup rookie Kim Malmans. Kim raced in the World Championship last year. She also slid for Germany from 2011 to 2014. She went to high school with Tina Herman in Bavaria. Look at the legs, look, zipping away the colours to show the Belgian flag underneath. That's a great bit of artwork too.
Now, look how clean she is. I mean, Narcon just came down, was just hitting everything side curve 1 to 2. And this Belgian athlete avoids the scorpion.
Raced in the Youth Olympic Games. She was 5th position in 2012. That was for Germany.
Not bad. A lot of scratching though. A lot of friction.
Speed's still there. That's good speed.
105. She gets into the 110.5. 110.9. That's great speed. Top 12. This is good.
Her World Cup debut in a strong field.
Where she came from, that's pretty good.
There you go.
Yeah. Look at Martin Reynolds. Excited about that, but she's had some of the best speed in the bottom part of the track we've seen in the last 7 or 8 sleds.
First ever World Cup start for Kim Malmans of Belgium, and she is a whisker outside the top 12. She's 100th behind Marina Giordani of Switzerland, and she's nearly 2/10 in front of Annie O'Shea.
She'll like that.
Yes, she will. She turned 19 in the World Championships.
Look how down. Look at her head. I mean, how many people we've seen do that? And that's why look, now she just peeks up.
Yeah.
Not many people have had their head down on the exit of 13 like that.
There's confidence, and listen to her. So excited. Now, another World Cup rookie. Kendall Wessenberg from Modesto, California, 25-year-old, got into this because she watched the Vancouver Games on TV, found out a bit more about bobsled, discovered all the backgrounds the athletes come from, and thought, nah, bobsled's not for me. Her brother and sister dared her to try out for skeleton. 2 years later, World Cup debut.
She's got her bio. I got to ask her about this. She's double jointed in both shoulders.
Yeah, she looks like Marty Feldman when she pops her shoulders out. It's scary. It looks like she's growing wings under her race suit. Quite scary.
Ooh! She's going to need to be double jointed if on that move right there. Wow. That's about 70 kilometers an hour when you're hitting like that.
Yeah. 7/10's back. She's in 20th spot off a 21st fastest start. 107.5. That's not bad speed.
That's a good exit there. 105.4 is pretty good speed there.
Yeah. Not at all bad.
Gets anywhere near 109.5. She's in the field.
And look, she's not in World Cup because of charity. She's in World Cup because she's the 2nd best US slider this season in the trials.
And for her 2nd year in the sport, 19, she's a Tuffy Latour, the coach. Hey, this is World Cup debut, and start time.
Makes the cut in the field.
21st best start. That's not good.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? First ever World Cup start. It'll be the first time she's raced with a camera up her nostrils when she's been on the start line, and all sorts of nerves because you don't want to let yourself down, your team down, your family down. We had dinner with the US team last night. John, Thanksgiving dinner. They were in such good form.
Well, I don't think they were thinking about this when they're eating all that wonderful turkey at the hotel.
She was clean off the side of the saddle. She had to pull herself
watch this here.
Back over the handles.
This might be the worst line through. I think it's 15, 16 on the bottom.
She's steering too early and the legs just go up the hill.
Yeah, so she's got a great chance to move up. She lost 20 hundredths right there.
Well, she's in the 2nd heat in her first World Cup start. And that's by no means guaranteed when you start outside the 20. So, Modesto, California's Kendall Wiesenberg is our last slider, our fastest slider. Our first heat leader is Tina Herman from Bavaria, Germany with the lead, and 2 others in the top 6. But the Russians and the British are going to be a strong challenge here.
Tina gives up time at the start, 11th best start. And the Russians and the British have the starts to challenge her in the 2nd run, but She definitely shows how to do it in the first
She
round.
mines for gold at the bottom of the track, doesn't she? Tina Herman leads by 700s, but look at this, 2/10 cover the top four, and the Russians racked up
Watch
behind
out.
within 3/10. Jane Channel could be in the top 3 or 4 as well if she gets a strong second run.
5 different nations in the top 7.
And how hard is it to be consistent? Last year's winner, Maria Oliver, you still haven't seen her name. She took gold here last year. She is 17th in our field of 21 today.
Skeleton is so competitive, 7 different nations in the top 10.
Yeah.
It just tells you the sport, every nation can come in here and compete. And this is the German track. I mean,
Australia's Jacqueline Narracott will join the spectators for Heat 2 as we go 20 down to 1. Maria Matsalou will be first off, and Tina Herman will wait to defend her lead while everybody else has their shot at beating her. We go last to fast when we return with our second heat, round 1 of the IBSF Women's Skeleton World Cup here from Altenberg in Germany. From John Morgan, Martin Haven, stay tuned. We're in for a gangbuster start to the season when we get back with Heat 2. Join us then. Meanwhile, from Altenberg, it's Auf Wiedersehen.